Hi guys, my name is Ndivhuwo Ndadza. So on this video, I want to talk about how to survive when unemployed. Guys, literally, this is something that I didn't know that you can actually survive and thrive, because I actually think this is the worst thing that could happen to somebody. I did not even picture myself going through it. But after having gone through it, I actually now would love to share my tips with somebody out there who's just like, I've just been hit by this pandemic. What must I do? And how do I get on with my life? Because as hard as it is not to have a job, guys, being at home and not knowing what you do with yourself is the worst thing anyone can go through. So tune in, join me, and share my video with people. Anyone that you know is going through this, please share it with them so that they can be able to know exactly and how to behave around this time, because your behavior determines how the end is going to be. So the first tip in my books is to stay positive. I know this is the hardest thing to do, especially when you're going through something like this. How do you stay positive? How do you know, like, just put yourself and pull yourself together when you're going through a lot? I know every 80% of the time you can do it and stay positive, but there'll always be a 20% which is a little bit exceptional for somebody who's going through something like this. So staying positive, actually at least 80% or 90% of the time, is what will help you. So stay positive, have positive vibes, and just remember that this too shall pass. Okay, so I'm not going to stress this a lot, but I think you understand that you need to have self-care. So you need to look after yourself. The same way that you looked after yourself when you were still working is the same way that you still need to look after yourself now. So nothing has changed. You still need to take a bath. You still need to get out of those pajamas in the morning as you leave your bed. You should take off your pajamas and then get into clothes or bath or whatever. So that should still be something that you do. It shouldn't change because now you're not going anywhere. You still need to do your hair. You still need to do your makeup. You still need to look good. So nothing has changed on that department, because what do you do when you do that? You're helping yourself. You're helping yourself to feel good about yourself. So self-care, 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 self-care. Look after yourself. Put on that makeup. Still put your nails if you can afford them. Cut them nicely. Make sure you look okay. So the third tip is to have a routine. The same way that you had a routine when you were working is the same way that you probably should have a routine now. Because what's stopping you? What's stopping you from waking up in the morning with a plan? So everyone, when you wake up, you have a plan. Probably it can be disturbed by something else, but you have a plan. So there could be some alterations on your plan, but the plan has always been there. Okay, so having a routine is one of the things that you can do for yourself. The fourth uh, tip is to exercise. Probably maybe you used to exercise, you used to go to the gym when you're working, and you would drive by, go to the gym. Please don't leave that. Even if you don't exercise, you can always take that up as something that will help you to maybe get out of the house, or something that can be something that you add on. So exercising and just looking after your body, and because exercise obviously works for your body, it works for your mental state, it works for your, like, it helps you to be strong mentally. And it's a time like this that you need to be strong mentally, because so much is happening and you need at least to have something that you do. So exercise, exercise, exercise. Okay, the fifth tip is pray and meditate. Why do I say that? Because it's a time like this where you get bottled up. You get so bottled up, sometimes you find that you have complained to so many people. and you feel like a lot of people are not going to listen to you anymore because now you've came to them, you're like, hey, this, that. Through prayer, it's like you releasing all that you've bottled up. So instead of remaining bottled up, have something like praying that will help you to be able to take whatever it is that is bothering you outside. Okay, so pray. Meditation for me would help a lot because it will quieten the voices that were busy in my head, because I would find myself just like, oh my God, this is too much. So when I meditated, it quietened it, like meditation and breathing exercises. So if you can learn how to do that, that will help you a lot. I mean, there are so many spaces where you can learn how to meditate, and just go maybe find an app that can help you to do that. Some apps are free, some need you to pay, but prayer and meditation is what is something that's going to help you. So you can do that. So another tip is to generalize your thoughts and ideas. This is a time where probably it's one of the quietest times in your life, because probably the kids are gone to school, everyone is gone, and you probably left at home alone. So the quiet space allows some thoughts to come, and it's either good or bad thoughts. So whatever thoughts that come to your mind, sometimes you can just want to sit down and have that book where you can just put everything down. So why do I say generalize your thoughts? Sometimes your thoughts are things that come and you feel that they get to be too much. So it's just like prayer. Generalizing for me was therapeutic because I would actually generalize my thoughts and things that would come. And by that, I found that I felt like I was talking to somebody. It felt like I was right. For me to write in that book, it was like I'm talking to somebody who is not there but is there. Do you get that? So at that time also, I had so many ideas flowing in. So for me to remember my ideas, I had to write them down, and then I'd come back to them at some point. I mean, I had so many business ideas that I was writing, so many things that I was thinking, things that were just dropped into my head, into my heart. And I had to write them down because I would probably forget about them. And I knew that I'd come back to them at some point, in the day or in the month or whenever, then I know that that thing is written down. Then another tip that is connected to this generalizing is intellectual stimulation. So probably because you were a 9 to 5 kind of girl or a 9 to 5 kind of boy, and you did not have time to read a certain book that you've always been curious, or you're just gonna start reading as a hobby. Reading is actually good for you, whether you're reading motivational books or whether you're reading non-fiction, whatever it is, it helps you, because with reading, I'd find that just to know something that I didn't know was so much empowering than not knowing anything. So I would read, I still read even now, because it helps me to grow mentally. So imagine when you're just at home and you put so much time in your hands and you just grab a book and you read it. Then there's research. I mean, because of the ideas that I spoke about when you journalize them, the ideas that you've journalized, now it's time to do a research on those ideas, because now you've written them down and you're just like, okay, let me just do a research about this thing and just find out what is it that is, so important about it. I had something that I wanted to do in a long time. I've always been somebody that loves candles. And when an idea just came and I said, you know what, I want to explore this candle making business. And when I went and I dug deep, I found that I learned a lot. Learning about a business idea that I've always, wanted to do at that time was so empowering, and it helped me and it kept me very busy, to a point that I am making money from it even now. So another tip is to socialize and reconnect with people. I know it's a very tough time now. You're probably thinking, how do I socialize when I don't have money? Or how do I socialize when I feel like my whole world is falling apart? Having those friends that you can depend on. I know some of us, or some of the people, literally, maybe you don't have like too many friends, but it's not even about meeting people that you know. Sometimes it's just about going out and just get a bit of fresh air. Sometimes it's about going to the gym and then, just getting a bit of fresh air. Sometimes it's just about going to the coffee shop and just sitting there and drinking your coffee and minding your business. So just getting out of the house can make you feel like you are conquering. So socializing, whether you have friends or with your family, even with your kids, guys, like just taking your kids out for ice cream could be something that is good for you at that particular time. So socialize as much as possible, obviously within your budget also, but within you know within your budget and within your time. So you cannot always be out socializing, but when you feel you need to release, when you feel you need a bit of fresh air, just go out and socialize. Another thing is to remember to limit your job search, because you can't be sitting there every day all day searching for a job. That on its own can be so stressful. So limiting your job search to 2 times a week or even 1 hour per day, that can help you. Because I imagined I had at the time when I was unemployed, I actually had a situation where I would wake up and just open my laptop and just feel like, okay, I need to I need to check what has been sent, and you find that sometimes you don't get anything. So having that kind of balance or having that routine actually will help you to be able to know that it is on this day that I send out my CVs and do 1, 2, 3. So please limit the job search. And one thing that you must also remember, you are not the job that you do. I know the society that we live in, actually, we are defined or recognized by our job titles. Do not allow anyone to make you feel like you are not worth anything because you don't have a job. Do not allow anyone to make you feel like you are worth nothing because of the situation that you're in. Remember, the job that you do does not define who you are. So you are who you are even when you don't have a job. So just remember that. Please, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and like and comment with more ideas that have probably helped you in your own situation. My name is Ndivhuwo Ndadza, and this is my story.